Welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, your home for everything two wheels. Today, we're diving deep into a bike that's more than just a machinea, it's a piece of motorcycling history reborn. This is the all-new 2026 Honda CB750 FOUR, a name that echoes through the halls of motorcycle legend. And now, it returns a modernized, refined, and ready to shake things up once again. Right off the bat, you can feel the legacy in the air. This bike isn't just another middleweight, it's a tribute to the past with a sharp eye on the future. The CB750 FOUR isn't here to follow trends, it's here to define what a classic modern motorcycle can be in 2026. As the camera pans across the bike, what hits you first is the front end is sleek, minimal, but undeniably retro. The round LED headlamp is a perfect nod to the original CB750. Yet it's updated with adaptive lighting technology that responds to lean angle and ambient conditions. Flanking the headlight are integrated indicators housed within brushed aluminum surrounds that feel purpose-built and premium. The forks are upsized 41mm Showa SFFBP units, a big piston front forks that offer both plushness and precise control. You'll notice the brushed finish fork guards that sit cleanly above the twin 310mm floating discs with radially mounted Nissan calipers. The braking performance is crisp, and more on that later. Moving to the side profile, this bike speaks volumes without saying a word. The proportions are near perfect: a long tank, low seat, upright stance. Honda clearly spent a lot of time dialing in the visual balance, and it pays off. The fuel tank carries a sculpted teardrop shape with a deep indentation that flows seamlessly into the slim seat. That iconic Honda wing badge is embossed rather than printed, giving a metallic sheen that catches the light beautifully. The tank comes in 3 color options: a heritage candy red, deep graphite, and a striking pearl white with gold pinstriping. Each one feels premium, not flashy, and definitely not overdone. The steel trellis frame is visible and intentional, a design choice that adds both aesthetic value and structural rigidity. Honda wanted riders to see the bones of this bike. There's elegance in its simplicity. You'll notice the engine is exposed proudly, framed just enough to draw your attention to the heart of the machine. The side covers are subtle, with a mesh panel accent and an old-school Honda 4 emblem that pays homage to its roots. At the rear, things are clean and crisp. The tail section is short but doesn't feel chopped. There's a slim LED taillight with sequential turn signals integrated into the unit. The rear fender is minimalist, housing the license plate bracket and a small hugger to keep things neat. What's impressive is how Honda kept the retro charm alive while integrating all the modern requirements: ABS sensors, tire pressure monitoring, and Euro 6 emission hardware, all tucked away in a tidy, efficient package. Now, let's talk about what really matters: the engine. Powering the 2026 CB750 FOUR is an all-new 750cc inline 4. Yes, a real 4-cylinder, air and oil-cooled, with liquid assist. Honda has gone back to what made the original so iconic. This isn't a parallel twin masquerading under a classic Nemea, this is the real deal. The engine produces a very usable 88 horsepower at 9,000 rpm and 67 Nm of torque at 7,200 rpm. It's got character in the mid-range, a satisfying top-end growl, and a throttle response that's beautifully linear. The motor feels alive, refined but raw in all the right places. There's a slightly lumpy idle, just enough to remind you it's a 4-cylinder, and the moment you crack open the throttle, it revs freely with its unmistakable inline 4 soundtrack. The exhaust system is a 4x2x1 setup with a tune chamber muffler. It sings a deep, throaty note under load, but calm and composed at cruise. Honda nailed the balance between modern compliance and nostalgic sound. Ride-by-wire throttle means selectable ride modes: standard, sport, rain, and custom. Sport sharpens throttle input and reduces traction control interference, while rain dulls things down and adds an extra layer of safety. Each mode is customizable through the 5-inch full-color TFT display that's seamlessly integrated into the round gauge cluster. It's retro in shape but thoroughly modern in function. Think turn-by-turn navigation, Bluetooth integration, call and media control, and even a lean angle sensor for data nerds. The riding position is neutral, comfortable for daily use but capable enough for weekend twisties. Seat height is a friendly 790mm, and at 215 kilograms wet, it feels manageable even at a stop. The ergonomics strike a great balance. You're upright but connected, feet slightly rear set for a sporty feel without being cramped. Handling is where this bike might surprise you. The new CB750 FOUR isn't just ochre, it's a performer. The frame geometry is dialed in for predictable cornering and stability. That Showa suspension setup at the front is matched by twin piggyback shocks at the rear, which are adjustable for preload and damping. You'll feel confident tipping it into bends, and it remains planted without being overly stiff. On the highway, it soaks up bumps without transmitting too much to the rider. Honda clearly tuned this for real-world riding and not just track numbers. When it comes to brakes, the front twin discs offer excellent initial bite, with progressive feel as you squeeze harder. The rear 256mm single disc adds enough stopping power without locking. Dual-channel ABS is standard, as is Honda selectable torque controller, basically their version of traction controller, which is seamlessly integrated. It's there when you need it, but never intrusive. Let's talk range. The tank holds 17 liters, and with a claimed average fuel efficiency of 22 km per liter, you're looking at around 350 km of range per fill. That makes it more than capable for longer trips while still being economical for city commuting. And yes, it meets the latest global emission standards, thanks to a closed-loop catalytic system and advanced fuel mapping. Pricing, as always, depends on the market, but globally the 2026 Honda CB750 FOUR is expected to start around $9,499. That puts it right in the sweet spot between budget retro-styled bikes and high-end neo-retro offerings. In many regions, it undercuts the likes of the Triumph Speed Twin and Yamaha XSR 900, while offering the unique proposition of authentic inline-4 character with modern tech and build quality that Honda is known for. Honda is also offering a full range of accessories, including a Cafe Tilde copyright-style cowl, retro bar and mirrors, a shorty exhaust, luggage options, and even heated grips and USB charging for the commuter crowd. It's modular, customizable, and aimed squarely at riders who appreciate both heritage and functionality. So where does that leave us? The 2026 CB750 FOUR isn't just a nostalgic throwback, it's a fully modern machine wearing a timeless suit. It respects the past without being trapped by it. The ride quality is excellent, the engine is soulful, and the design feels curated, not copied. For new riders, it's approachable and stylish. For seasoned riders, it offers genuine joy without overwhelming tech or unnecessary weight. Honda could have played it safe. They could have slapped the CB750 badge on a modern twin and called it a day. But they didn't. They engineered something worthy of the Namia, an inline-4 masterpiece that honors the legend and writes its own story. If you're someone who values heritage but demands reliability and performance, the CB750 FOUR deserves a serious look. Whether you're commuting to work, carving weekend roads, or just parking it in your garage and admiring the line as if this is a motorcycle that earns its place. That's it for today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to Global Bike Buzz for more